It doesn't make sense for you to beat Brock Lesnar, no help at all, in fucking under a minute, and then need outside interference to beat Kevin Owens from Chris Jericho. That doesn't make sense. What is up, everybody? You know who it is. Your boy, Retro Gamer, back with the Retro Recap. And we're going to actually talk about Fastlane 2017 predictions. So let's talk about the matches that's on the card. And I'm going to be brief with these because there's not much to talk about. Raw hasn't delivered much for us to talk about, so there's nothing for me to talk about. So, who gives a shit, actually? So, we're going to have Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. And this match really, once again, doesn't have a whole lot of backstory other than the fact that Nia Jax injured, I should say, Sasha Banks' leg, I'm going to say about a month ago. So who do I think is actually going to win this match? Obviously it's going to be Nia Jax. She's the most dominant figure on this roster in terms of weight, size, and this being an opposing figure. I don't see how Sasha Banks wins this match unless there's some type of outside interference from Bayley, which wouldn't make sense because she has her own title match against Charlotte. So it really wouldn't make sense for her to interfere. Can Sasha Banks straight up beat Nia Jax? It's possible, but I don't see it happening. I think they're trying to build Nia Jax into this figure that can't lose, even though she's been pinned. I think she got pinned by Bayley, if I'm not in a tag team match not too long ago. So I don't see how there's any way that Sasha Banks can win. What do I see out of this? Like I said, there's not that much backstory other than the fact that what Nia Jax did to Sasha Banks not too long ago when she broke her leg. But only thing I can see coming out of this match is that they will probably elevate Nia higher on the card. She has beaten Sasha Banks multiple times. She has beaten Bayley before. She's abused Bayley in some tag team matches. I think she actually abused her in a couple singles matches. So they'll probably push her higher up on the card. Sasha Banks, considering that she's technically still a face character, I don't really understand why she's still a face, because this division has nothing. This division needs a breath of fresh air. Where it would come from, it would absolutely come from Sasha Banks making the first move, because Charlotte's going to be a heel. Bayley is going to be a face. There's no way Bayley's going to be heel. Nia Jax is Nia Jax. So, unless this division gets some other dominant woman or woman figure, there's nothing else this division has. And the draft is not going to be until probably after WrestleMania. So, you're going to be stuck with this for a few more months. So, unless there's some type of revitalization of someone coming into this division, giving it a breath of fresh air, I don't see how you can keep the women at this stage. Somebody's going to have to turn heel. Somebody's going to have to turn face. I don't see Nia Jax turning face. She's Nia Jax. She's not built up to be a face character, and you definitely don't see Charlotte. So I don't know what they're doing, but I would think Nia Jax will win this match. Who gives a fuck? Actually, I don't care. So now we have Enzo Amore challenging Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And as far as Luke Gallows, I want to talk about Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows for a minute here, because we all know their background in New Japan and how they were dominant figures over there. And it's funny how when they got to Raw, they have absolutely been a shell of themselves since they got here. Beaten up by the New Day consistently. They have defeated Enzo Amore a few times back when there was no feud. Beat up by the New Day. And just recently, they've been challenging, I think it was back-to-back weeks this month, that they back in February, that they were challenging Roman Reigns to a handicap match 2-on-1. And on top of that, Roman Reigns beat their ass. So I don't really know what they're doing with them. I was actually kind of excited that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson won the titles. But I do think that Sheamus and Cesaro didn't hold the title for long and took the title. So it's a little bit too late for them. They have no storyline behind them. You had no division. That's why they're challenging Roman Reigns in these handicap matches. And then last week you had Luke Gallows versus Carl Anderson. Who really cares? I mean, there's nothing behind this to make me get hyped about it. Even if Enzo and Cass do win the tag team titles, which I don't suspect because one, the club hasn't even held a title for that long, and two, you haven't built up Enzo Amore or Big Cass to the point where it makes me think that they're a legit team. Enzo Amore every week is getting destroyed by something. Either it's Rusev, Jinder Mahal, or it's who did he get? Or Sheamus, who gave him a bro kick last week or a couple of weeks ago. So why am I supposed to think that this team is actually going to be a legit threat on this division that has absolutely no division? So to answer the prediction, I would say Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, the club, they win for the fact that the Enzo Amore and Big Cass aren't ready. Alright, so as we slide down the card, let's keep going. Let's talk about, let's see what other matches we got here. I guess, let's talk a little cruiserweight. I mean, I don't really know what to talk about here. I mean, I like Neville versus Jack Gallagher. The problem is the cruiserweight division has been a shell of what it really was in the Cruiserweight Classic. So I do like that they have rebuilt Neville as me and Janaj, which was the guy we saw on the Royal Rumble review and Elimination Chamber review we talked about. I like how they built up Neville to make him as this fearful heel type of guy, this dominant figure, this king of the Cruiserweight gimmick that he has going on, this personality he got going. No one can beat him. I think Jack Gallagher, honestly, is the number one contender for this title simply because they have nobody else built up at this moment that would really scare him. Honestly, I wouldn't have mind seeing Rich Swann versus Neville again, honestly, because I think Rich Swann has been the best face champion or face on this Cruiserweight division because I didn't like TJ Perkins that much as far as how they used them. I don't like Brian Kendrick, even though he's not a face. I like Rich Swann. I think they're the two best wrestlers in this division as we speak. But Rich Swann was hurt, so that's probably why you didn't see him. Hurt storyline-wise, I'm not sure, or was he really hurt? Who cares? I think that Neville will win this match only because if you're going to build Neville up as this dominant king of the Cruiserweights, you can't have him lose to a Jack Gallagher. There's nothing against Jack Gallagher, but he hasn't been built up to the point where was going to make me believe that, one, it was legit, and two, he's going to have a long title run with this belt. And you know how WWE, they build off of the fact of who's hot at the moment and whose gimmick is working the best. And Jack Gallagher doesn't have any of that going for him right now. So I don't see that happening. I don't see Neville losing his title. So, Neville wins. Next on the card, let's see. This is actually going to be a good match. Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. We all know that they have NXT history here. Samoa Joe has, ever since he came up on the main roster at the beginning of the month, he's been built up as a destroyer. This guy that you can't fuck with this guy or he's going to put you in his place. Why would I think Sami Zayn is going to win this match? I don't. Samoa Joe, from everything that I know, is going to have a big year. Rivaling AJ Styles, where he's coming in right from the get-go, destroying people, having good matches. First match since he got the Raw, he went up against Roman Reigns, and won that match clean. Well, I mean, Braun Strowman came out there, but still, this man is legit. So how can I see fucking Sami Zayn winning this match? He couldn't beat Braun Strowman. He's definitely not going to beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's too legit, and it would kind of tarnish what you've built up for Samoa Joe if you have him lose to a Sami Zayn. Nothing against Sami Zayn, but if you're going to build him up this high, he's not going to lose to someone like this. He would lose to someone like a Seth Rollins or a rematch with Roman Reigns, someone of that magnitude, or AJ Styles. He wouldn't lose to a Sami Zayn. So I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. And I think they're building up Sami Zayn. It looks good for Sami Zayn that he's going up against Samoa Joe in Samoa Joe's first pay-per-view on Monday Night Raw. So Samoa Joe wins. I mean, it's going to be a good match because both of them can wrestle. But I just don't see how Samoa Joe loses that after how you built them up. Bayley and Charlotte. I don't know what to say. Like I said, this division has nothing to begin with, and we all know that everything here is being just recycled. Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax, Sasha, Nia Jax. This division, in my opinion, has nothing going for it. But if I'm going to specifically talk about this match, do I think Bayley can retain her title? You have to remember, Charlotte has a pay-per-view streak that's going on here, and I do not see the WWE making her lose her streak on a B-C level pay-per-view. I don't see it. Now, if this streak is going to come to an end, it's going to come to an end at a big pay-per-view. Either a Royal Rumble, a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, Survivor Series type of pay-per-view. She's not going to lose her pay-per-view streak on something like this. Now, would it be a way where they would have Bayley retain the title and have Charlotte still maintain her streak? I could see them doing something like that with some type of outside interference that causes her to win. But I don't see how you could build up this streak and Charlotte make sure that we are aware of this streak every week she comes out there for her to lose it at Fastlane pay-per-view. So I honestly think, knowing what I know and the track record of how they've been doing this, Sasha beats Charlotte on a Monday Night Raw. That next pay-per-view, Charlotte wins it back. Then next pay-per-view, Iron Man match or whatever they have, Falls Count Anywhere or whatever they match, Hell in a Cell. Well, she won at Charlotte won at Hell in a Cell. But whatever Raw edition, Sasha wins it back. And that's the trend that they've been going here. Bayley beat Charlotte on Monday Night Raw for the title. So why would I think that she would beat her at a pay-per-view when they have built up Charlotte to have this pay-per-view streak? I don't see it. So I do think that Charlotte will take the title home. And I think that maybe WrestleMania is where the streak ends. I can see that happening. I mean, it has to be a main pay-per-view for this streak to be broken. So I don't see her losing at Fastlane. So I don't see that happening. So we shall see. But I have Charlotte winning this match. But it should be good because Charlotte is the most athletic woman in the WWE, and Bayley, we all know Bayley can wrestle. WWE scripts these wrestlers to make them look like garbage. So what else am I supposed to think? We know Bayley's true potential, but they get to the main roster and they look like shit. So we shall see. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. I'm going to make this quick. Braun Strowman wins. Braun Strowman has been beating the living shit out of Roman Reigns like the last 2-3 weeks. They're building up Braun Strowman as this next big thing. This guy that doesn't lose, doesn't get pinned. If he's going to lose, he's going to lose in a 5-minute no disqualification match like he won against Sami. But he's not going to get pinned. You're not going to make Braun Strowman tap, even if you are Roman Reigns. This feud, I can see this feud being picked up. I think that Roman Reigns probably will go against The Undertaker based on what he did to him at the Royal Rumble, just simply tossing him out. As we went over that in the Royal Rumble review. You just don't toss The Undertaker over and think that that's going to be the end of it. It's just not going to happen. So, Braun Strowman will win this match, continue his dominance. Roman Reigns will focus on The Undertaker because now from here on after Fastlane, it's going to be WrestleMania build. So I can't see that Roman Reigns is not going to face The Undertaker getting a feud with him. Who Braun Strowman gets in the feud with next, don't know. We shall see what they do with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, but it's not going to be in a feud against Roman Reigns for the second pay-per-view in a row. Alright, so Braun Strowman probably will win this match. And I like Roman Reigns, and I wish they would turn him heel, but Roman Reigns is not going to win this match. And so we have our main event card. We have Kevin Owens defending the Universal Championship against Goldberg. And we know Goldberg has not won the title in over 13 years. Is the last time he had a championship belt, when he had the World Heavyweight Championship. Do I see Kevin Owens retaining this title? No. Why would you make him win this match? Why is Goldberg even in this match is the better question. First of all, this feud has nothing going for it because Goldberg is off and on TV. Yeah, granted, I understand that he's part-time, But when it's WrestleMania season like we're in now, you need to be on all those shows leading up to this if you want this feud to be believable. And I just don't see how this feud is that legit, or this pay-per-view feud is legit when Goldberg is not even on TV every week. You see him, he comes out, talks, says whatever he says, talk about Kevin Owens, talk about how he's going to win the title, and the next week you don't see him. You don't see him. So it's like an off and on feud. For this to be a main event feud, I need both wrestlers to put promos on every week. I need that, because otherwise this feud is nothing. Goldberg is probably going to win, because if you remember back in the beginning of the year, Goldberg was asked to hit. Well, maybe it was. I'm trying to think. Maybe it was after Survivor Series after he won. I think it might have been after that, where he was asked, does he have another title run left in him? And she asked him that, and he said, "Hell yeah, I got another title run left in me." I can't imagine that would have been said, and then you not give Goldberg the title. As I told Janaj on our Elimination Chamber review, or Royal Rumble review, they're going to do this so that they can make Brock Lesnar and Goldberg the main event for the Universal title, where Brock Lesnar wins, because we all know Goldberg is probably going to be gone after WrestleMania. So, as far as this feud, not much build to it. Like I said, this feud has nothing going into it, because it's all been about Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Then all of a sudden, Goldberg gets into a heated feud with Kevin Owens. Will this match last long? We all know that they built up Goldberg to have these quick matches now, beating Brock Lesnar very easily. I can see him beating Kevin Owens quick, but it's not going to be as quick as he destroyed Brock Lesnar, which makes no sense, because Brock Lesnar is the best wrestler on your roster, and you're going to make Kevin Owens last longer than Brock Lesnar. It makes no sense. So, I do think Goldberg is going to walk away with the title in this match. He will defend it at WrestleMania, where he will lose to Brock Lesnar. So, a couple of questions I have. Will Goldberg take home gold after 13 years? Yes. Will Samoa Joe continue his dominant run as he's been built up to be, this dominant destroyer? Yes. Will Charlotte continue her pay-per-view streak? We've already talked about that. Either she wins the title or she's going to win. You don't build up a pay-per-view streak like that to have her lose on a Fastlane pay-per-view. So yes. Will Chris Jericho return in the Owens-Goldberg fight and have some type of factor into the decision of that match? I think that he will. You haven't seen Jericho on TV since the Festival of Friendship, back when they were in Las Vegas. And, that's when Kevin Owens turned on Jericho. And Jericho is now, quote-unquote, the face now, because the heel Owens turned on Chris Jericho. I mean, he's always been cheered for the last few months or so he's always technically kind of been a face. But now he's really going to be an actual face. And I think that he will have some type of involvement in this match, helping Goldberg win. Even though I don't think the way they built up Goldberg, he doesn't really need any help. I mean, he doesn't make sense for you to beat Brock Lesnar, no help at all, in fucking under a minute, and then need outside interference to beat Kevin Owens from Chris Jericho. That doesn't make sense. If Goldberg can handle Brock Lesnar, why can't he handle Kevin Owens? So, do I think Chris Jericho is going to interfere? Yes. Helping Goldberg win? Yes. Is it needed? No. I mean, the way you built up Goldberg to beat everybody, I don't think it's needed, but it's probably going to happen anyway. And the last burning question I had was, will Roman Reigns beat Braun Strowman? No. You've built up Braun Strowman to be this guy, this dominant figure, just like you're building up Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns lost to Samoa Joe on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns has been getting the shit beat out of him by Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw and back at the Royal Rumble. There's no reason why Braun Strowman should lose this match. It will be a good match, because it's Roman Reigns in the match. So they're going to make Roman Reigns look good, but he is going to lose this match. So we shall see. So let me know what you guys think about the card itself and who's going to win and who's not going to win. And then we'll be back Sunday. Me and Janaj will be back on Sunday with our Fastlane review. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And this is your boy Retro from the Retro Recap. I am out. Peace, guys.